Hey, this is the Villain Report. I'm here at Chaz in Seattle, the Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone. I'm interviewing a person here involved in the protests, and he is choosing to stay anonymous. Hi, sir. What's your name?
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey. All right, Jeffrey. Can you tell me what brought you personally out to the protest?
What brought me out to the protest was, let's see, first of all, I was at my friend's house in West Seattle when, on that first Sunday, and I had heard about the news, and I was thinking, as soon as that happened, man, this is like the Mike Brown thing. This is the hands up, don't shoot, the I can't breathe. It's all of it. It's about to just culminate all over again. So I was just waiting for it, I guess, just waiting for the storm to start roaring in. And then I want to say that this time around, I'm really proud of Seattle for actually planting their feet this time. And because it's been a long time coming where not just individual cities or demographics can stand up, but everybody coming in unity with one cause that's bigger than race. That's systemic injustice that has been brought upon us. And my hopes is that we end up making something of it that ultimately topples the system and how it is. And a lot of people are not ready for that reality, but there are so many of us who can teach people how to survive and how to fare well and how to just cultivate.
All right. Before we started filming, you mentioned that you were maybe not from around this area and that you'd also been down to some of the demonstrations in Eugene. Can you tell me a little bit about how you ended up in the Seattle area? What brought you to Eugene? Where you're from?
Well, in Eugene, they've actually done a really good job of being peaceful and organized too. And of course, Eugene comes out in numbers because it's a college town, and they have some of the best nightlife too. But it's everybody who is in Eugene either has a heart or has a brain, and they've been putting them to good use and just getting things done. And hopefully, I haven't checked on it, but hopefully some policies are being overturned or written up as well.
And where about are you from?
I'm actually from here.
From Seattle area? Okay, all right. You just traveled down to Eugene?
Yep.
Okay. When you said that you want to see the system toppled, what do you envision being in existence in place of the system that you'd like to see toppled?
And in place of that, I figure let's take it back to some of the biggest role-playing games that you see online, where there's different classes, there's different areas or factions, and people naturally they're good at something. And what happens is during our childhood and once we grow up, there's so much preconditioning that is just enveloped and given to us, and things that are taught to discourage us as we grow up from our natural gifts that we're meant to share with the world. And so with all of these things just basically off the table, it gives us room to rediscover and to look inside, and then we can shine outside together.
So would you say you take the philosophical stance? I feel like I'm second guessing myself, but I think it's basically the point of view of Rousseau, where the heart and the nature of man is pure and good, and they're productive and beneficial to everyone around them outside of society, and society is what corrupts man. I think I'm getting a little bit too philosophical there.
No, you're right on the head.
Are you saying that you think that if we just remove the systems that you see as oppressing, that naturally good things would spring forth organically?
It's not just the ones that we see as oppressing, because it's not necessarily just about perception. It's about the nature of it and the way that people
when I say the way you perceive it, I'm trying to remain somewhat objective here. So I'm taking your opinion and trying to gather several opinions.
Right. So I mean, ultimately, I believe that it's if you can replace a system that kind of corrals people with a system that invites everybody to have a say or an expression or an opinion, and you govern that with an actual way to protect people, then I believe that people will flourish.
What do you think about the opposing view that says that the heart of man has a vein of evil and wickedness in it, and unless that is constrained by some sort of force or organization, that things naturally decay and degenerate?
Well, you did mention, as you were quoting him, you went on to say about the man outside of society. And so I very much agree with that statement, because that would be like saying without the sun there's no moon, because it's two sides of the same coin. Like, men have it in our hearts, men and women, just humans, have it in our hearts and our minds to be like, it's not even a good or evil thing, it's just those are just words to express. But I mean, without a governing force, or like, of course there's going to always be anarchy at some point. But if you look at it, think right now it's like, so it's 2020, every couple hundred of years there's a complete overturn in the way that society is, in the way that civilizations are, and as you look back, if you're a history buff, even the way that historians and artifacts are recorded. And so it's like, I believe it's our responsibility to just fill that couple hundred of years. Nothing further, nothing less.
Right on. Well, I really appreciate the interview. Is there any other thing that you'd like to add or mention before we call it a quit?
I kind of want to get into like a little scripture here, just to put it in perspective, is that even with tyrants and kings in the history of different civilizations, and people that did supposedly bad things to other people and made them suffer. So God does not move with the men, but God moves with the heart. So God changes the heart of men, and what he does is the oppressed, they would not rise to the greatness that they are if they were not oppressed and forced to do so. So there is a balance and there is a necessary evil, but that does not make a man good or evil.
Interesting. You said, you mentioned scripture and God. Are you coming from a certain religious perspective in that? I didn't recognize any specific references to any concrete writings.
The direct quote would be that God moves in the hearts of men. And I would say, as far as religion goes,
I'm not sure. I'm not familiar with that quote. Where's that from?
It's from, I think, Jacob.
It's from
I believe it's either Jacob or Matthew.
The Christian Bible.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
And but as far as me personally, I believe in God.
Yeah.
And I think that to label or box into one religion is to deny all the other paths that could lead to God.
Right on. I appreciate the thoughts and the discussion. Thank you.
Thank you.